Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Today's the big day. The final touches going on Little Caesars Arena as they are getting ready for opening night with Kid Rock. I'll show you around.
Plus, tropical storm Irma winds down, but leaving behind a trail of destruction and so many broken hearts. The storm taking the lives of 40 people from the Caribbean to Florida during its relentless assault. Hank?
And Rhonda, so many people in desperate need of help. Our Help for Hurricane Relief Telethon continuing. We'll show you the different ways that you can help make a difference in the lives of those affected.
All right, Hank, thank you. And thanks for joining us this noon. Hurricane Irma still tops our news right now. Florida is continuing to dig out after getting slammed over the weekend. And even though this system is weakening, the system is still producing unprecedented flooding across the southeast from Jacksonville to the Carolinas. Sarah Rosario explains how recovery could take months, possibly even years.
Rhonda, here in Miami, we're seeing debris scattered across the city without power. While cleanup is now underway, a majority of the damage we're seeing is in the hardest hit Florida Keys. FEMA now saying an estimated 25% of the homes there are destroyed. As remnants of Irma continue to sweep across the southeast, residents in Florida are beginning to see the damage left behind.
It looked like a nuclear bomb went off.
The Florida Keys was the first to take the hit from the storm. Almost a full day of Category 4 strength winds. Hundreds of boats tossed like toys, houses clogging waterways. Those who didn't evacuate grateful to be alive.
All right, baby. We're all good. We're all good. It's just going to be a big time rebuild. We have no power. There's poles down everywhere.
And for residents who did leave, officials say it may be a while before people can return.
We're having to go down and make sure that it's a safe place for people to return. So that we don't have loss of life after Irma.
In Jacksonville, the mayor is praising first responders for saving multiple lives Monday and warns residents to evacuate when told.
By the grace of God, working through first responders yesterday, we saved lives. It's not worth the risk, so leave.
Across the state, resources are limited. Millions of Floridians remain without power.
It may take multiple days, if not weeks, in some areas.
But reinforcements are beginning to arrive as airports resume service today. The recovery from Irma could cost tens of billions of dollars across several states and months, if not years, before things are back to normal. As part of the early phases of assessing the damage, search and rescue teams are out today looking for unaccounted people. While supplies are being shipped in, a team of medical responders are also flying into the Keys today to help out as needed. Reporting in Miami, Sarah Rosario, Local 4.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Those images so devastating. Brandon, as you look at where Irma is headed now, it still appears to be dropping a lot of rain in a lot of areas.
It is on some, and it is shearing apart, though, is good news. We are starting to see some of the high cloudiness from Irma. Yeah, that is what is coming up from the south. So Irma's impact on us today is very light or low. And tomorrow it's just up a little as we have some showers coming in from Irma. Current center of this storm, it's no longer a named storm, but it's still down in the deep south. It'll slowly move to the north throughout the day today and into tomorrow. And again, that's when we expect some spotty rain showers on and off throughout the day. Numbers in the upper 60s and low 70s right now, on our way to about 76, which is right on average, Rhonda. But the rain tomorrow from Irma will impact temperatures. We'll talk about it.
All right, Brandon, thank you. And Local 4 is teaming up with the American Red Cross and Art Van Furniture to help the people who have been hit by both Hurricanes Irma and Harvey down in Texas. Hank Winchester is in our Help for Hurricane Relief Telethon. And Hank, I know you also have Nick Monticelli there with you, who spent 2 weeks working in Houston and saw that devastation firsthand.
Yeah, he certainly did. We also have Local 4's Jason Carr here, volunteers from the Red Cross and from Art Van taking your calls. The number that you can call, Rhonda, is 855-WDIB-HELP. If the lines are busy, you can also hop over to our website, clickondetroit.com, make a donation on the homepage. You mentioned Nick Monticelli. I want to talk with him briefly here before we get calls coming in. Nick, you spent about, what, 2 weeks?
Yep.
2 weeks down in Houston. We saw the images, but being there is a completely different story.
And a lot of people have tried to compare this hurricane to something, and it's very difficult to do. When you look at Katrina, for instance, there were a lot of people evacuated from that area to Houston, and they constantly said that this is nothing in comparison. Because in Houston, there were pockets of area. You'd have one subdivision that was underwater, another one that was okay, right next to it, again, a bad one. So it was very difficult to, figure out who needed help and how you were going to get it to them.
Right. And when you saw it down there and you saw that even if there was a home that wasn't affected, you have to understand that that family, maybe their school, their child's school was taken out, or the community center they relied on. So almost everybody's directly impacted some way.
Exactly. And even it was strange, too, to see, because there would be one home that was no good, then the one across the street was a problem too. And what many don't realize is that just because the floodwaters have receded and the sun is out again, that doesn't mean things are back to normal. The majority of homes, if not every home touched by floodwater, has to be rebuilt or torn down, because everything that has that disgusting water has to be torn apart. And you have to replace your refrigerator, your wheelchair, your everything. Everything has to go.
Nick, thanks for your time. Thanks for your reporting down there. It really does help you understand just the desperate need that will continue for months and years to come. That's why we're accepting your donations. 855-WDIV-HELP. Rhonda, back to you.
All right, Hank, thank you. And thanks to everyone who has donated so far. We've reached over $100,000 in donations since we opened the phones this morning. A Westland man has been formally charged now with murdering his roommate, 22-year-old Jovica Nikolowski. He was charged today with first-degree murder for stabbing to death his roommate, 25-year-old Space Granzani, during an argument in the unit that they shared at the Skygate Apartments. Nikolowski will remain jailed without bond until his next court hearing. One westbound lane of I-696 has reopened at Van Dyke after all of the lanes were closed for some hours today following a crash involving a jackknife semi. Crews are still working to clear the accident that happened around 9:15 this morning. The eastbound lanes are also affected and reduced down to just one lane as well. There are no reports of injuries due to wall damage. Michigan State Police are advising drivers, though, to avoid the area of 696 in both directions at Van Dyke. Another story making headlines this noon. After months of construction and planning, Little Caesars Arena finally opens to the public tonight. And as you can see from this video, the area is bustling with folks working to put the finishing touches on the project. Our Steve Garagiola Jones is now live. He is at the arena with all the preparations for the big Kick Rock concert tonight.
Hey, Rhonda, we're in the concourse. A lot of buzz in this building and a lot of hard hats, which you talked about. Finishing touches going on. All the Kid Rock merchandise has arrived, so I guess we're ready to go. Matt Wilson, give folks a look around at the concourse inside of this fabulous facility. Here's what you can do with $863 million, 600,000 hours of construction work. Olympia President Tom Wilson says, we are ready to go. Let's start the show.
You know, it was so exciting over the weekend to see people come in. We had a community day, about 20,000 people, and you get used to being in the building. To see fresh eyes coming through with the eyes like saucers and going, wow, I've never seen anything like this. It's fun.
Well, I don't think any of us have seen anything like this. If you have a ticket for the Kid Rock concert, here's the timetable. Sports and Social Detroit opens up at 3 p.m. Mike's Pizza Bar opens for business at 3 p.m. Doors open for the concert at 6. I'm told all the concessions will be open and ready to go for a big opening night. Rhonda, back to you.
Very exciting. Looking forward to getting a chance to see it all for myself. Still to come, new developments in the ongoing crisis over North Korean weapons programs, what North Korea is saying about new sanctions imposed on them by the United Nations. And don't forget to make a call into our Help for Hurricane Relief phone bank. There you see the American Red Cross, Art Van Furniture, and even a few local 4 familiar faces, Nick Nonicelli and Jason Carr, taking your calls today. We'll have the phone lines open until 8 p.m. tonight. The number to call is on your screen, 855-WDIV-HELP. All of the funds will go towards hurricane relief in both Florida as well as Texas. We'll be right back. And I mentioned Art Van Furniture. In fact, the phone banks are open there as well. You can see some executives and salespeople ready to answer your calls at one of the Art Van Furniture stores as well. Again, this helps the folks in Texas and Florida who have been through so much and need all the help they can. 91 cents of every dollar donated to the American Red Cross goes straight towards their humanitarian efforts. So call this number, 855-WDIV-HELP, to make your donation to the American Red Cross. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. In local news now, we are following two stories from Detroit's West Side. First, police are looking for whomever fired the gunshot that injured a man in a house on Mendota near Fullerton and Grand River this morning. That victim, who is in critical condition, lives in the house with a married couple. Evidence suggests that the shot came from outside of the home. Also, a Detroit man is hospitalized with second-degree burns after an early morning apartment fire on Plymouth Road near Wyoming. The cause of that fire has not yet been pinpointed, but investigators are looking at the possibility that it began with an extension cord running into the victim's apartment from another unit. New developments in the ongoing crisis over North Korean weapons programs. The United Nations Security Council approved watered-down sanctions, including limits on oil shipments and a ban on textile exports from North Korea. At a UN arms reduction conference, the North Korean delegate said that the United States will pay a price for promoting the sanctions, while the American delegate said that the U.S. will punish companies that violate the sanctions. So to come here on Local 4 News at noon, it's diner food with a unique twist ahead in Tasty Tuesday, a bustling Oakland County diner where the food and prices will have you, really singing the praises, Brandon. The food's delicious and they get breakfast all day. Yum.
What's not to love about that? We have also some rain on radar here. Of course, Irma, talking all about it here on Local 4 News. And some of that is going to provide a wet Wednesday for some of you. Details next.
It's a breakthrough technology now available to local cancer patients.
This is a game changer. This lets us do things that we can never do before.
When the option was brought up, it was not a question in my mind that it was something that I wanted to do.
I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Monday night at 11, how this technology is taking off the blindfold when it comes to treating cancer and how it could change treatments for the better.
Diamonds.
Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. The opening of Little Caesars Arena tonight, and it's all about the Kid Rock forever. 71 degrees out there. The airport reporting cloudy skies, but it's that thin layer of high clouds, really no threat at all. But those are clouds from Irma. Northeast winds at 7, and those winds are winning as we have the clouds trying to stream up from the south. Those dry winds coming off of the big lakes, keeping the skies very pleasant. 76 degrees this afternoon. We will see increasing high clouds later in the afternoon and overnight, but lows down to about 60 degrees, and by sunrise time, maybe just a little before sunrise, some showers moving in. Should be fairly spotty throughout the day early, and then tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon and evening, those showers may get a little heavier and a little more numerous. But we're starting to see these high clouds again coming up through Indiana and Ohio and the Ohio River, the Tennessee Valley, getting the rain showers today and some pockets of heavy rain. A tropical system here still going, and so we could again tomorrow see a few pockets of heavier rain, and right now the models are leaning toward later in the day. Here is this afternoon, everything looking pretty good. We advance as we head into tomorrow morning around 5-6 a.m. A few spotty showers around, and these could be a little bit north or south of this line, but could also slow down the morning drive a little bit. Looks like better money on the evening drive being slowed down from some of this wet weather that could last into part of Thursday and then start to gradually clear out for us after we get the remnants of Irma out of here. It looks like east side we'll see perhaps the better chance for showers on Thursday morning. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are flirting with 80 degrees all 3 days. And don't forget the JDRF One Walk is Sunday morning on the riverfront. Well, who doesn't love a restaurant that does breakfast all day? And then you add lunch, dinner, a tiki bar. Good golly, Miss Molly. It's fresh, homemade, and the price is right.
Clarkston's quickly become a foodie hotspot, helped 2 years ago when Miss Molly's Diner opened.
We serve breakfast all day, lunch and dinner.
Owner Molly McCarthy says her diner is fresh, home-cooked heaven at a great price, like this baked cinnamon French toast.
And there we are, our homemade cinnamon French toast casserole.
Molly hails from Buffalo, New York, and brought some of that city to her diner, like her award-winning chicken wings. Then there's this mouth-watering wonder. Miss Molly's Diner takes fresh sliced roast beef, warmed in its own jus, served on a roll, covered in caraway seeds and sea salt, a heap of hot horseradish sauce.
And voila, you have the Buffalo, New York staple, beef on weck.
Typical diner deals?
Fantastic fish fry. Reubens are one of our top sellers.
Before your next concert, consider Molly's, just 3 miles north of DTE, a new tiki bar with a full wine, beer, and liquor option inside and out, making Tuesdays, all days, tastier.
Come sit on our patio in our tiki bar, have a great meal, watch the game, and then head up to the concert afterwards.
Yeah, the venue is 3 miles north of DTE, so a good option there. For today, only Miss Molly's Diner offering a special on the specials we showed you in the piece cinnamon French toast casserole and the beef on weck, both $8. You have to mention Tasty Tuesday at Miss Molly's Diner.
That cinnamon French toast casserole was so delicious. Has me thinking about it and my mouth watering all over again, Brandon. Thank you. We'll be right back with a look at how you can help those impacted by natural disaster. We'll be right back.
100.3.
Welcome back, everybody. We just want to remind you that our phone lines remain open for our Help for Hurricane Relief phone bank, and we have had so many donations come in throughout the morning. You can take a look at the phone bank, the number to call right there on your screen, 855-WDIV-HELP, or the number is 855-934-8435. There you see our Nick Monticelli, who actually spent 2 weeks in Houston covering the hurricane and for our sister station there, and certainly has a lot to tell.
And unfortunately, we likely won't see the real results of either of these storms for a little bit of time now, and it doesn't at all cease to amaze us how giving Detroit is. So far, we have raised over $114,000 just since this morning, Rhonda, to help those affected by Irma and Harvey.
So at the rate we're going, hopefully we can double that number. Again, the phone lines will remain open until 8 p.m. tonight, and hopefully when we get to that time, we'll have a number well above 200,000 or maybe even more. But we do want to thank our partners, Art Van Furniture, and also the American Red Cross, where all your donations will go, for helping us be able to help the victims of both Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Harvey. We do also want to thank Slo's Barbecue, because they're who is donating lunch for all of the volunteers who have been answering calls. And there are our friends there at Art Van Furniture at their Warren store. They're also taking donations on that same phone number as well. So big thanks to Art Van Furniture as well. Don't forget to call in 855-WDIV-HELP. Have a good day, everybody.